Good morning, fellow travelers. My name is Ember Aeternal, and welcome to my channel, Coaching. I'm here to do a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone, but if it does, take what fits and leave what doesn't. If you'd like a personal reading at some point, please contact me at spritforgecoaching@gmail.com. All right, let's get started. No. Start with fantastic creatures. Spirit, please show us the wisdom and knowledge we need to walk through the world with dignity, truth, and grace. We have the Knight of Wands. Wands are about action, the will to manifest, passion, creativity, can be about travel or sex. And the knights are generally the messengers of their suits. This knight, the Knight of Wands, this is generally about energy, passion, inspired action, adventure, and it can be impulsiveness. But you are in this energy right now. It's also quick. Wands are the quickest energy of all the suits. So let's get obstacles. We have the Ace of Cups. So cups are about intuition, connection, community, emotions, and the aces are about potential and new beginnings. So this is in your obstacles. It could be love, new relationships, compassion, creativity, also intuition. With this being in obstacles, this could be repressed emotions, or perhaps you are experiencing a little too much self-love. Perhaps you've got some self-absorption going on. So let's look at supports. We have the Five of Wands. Wands again are about action, the will to manifest, creativity. I'm getting competition here. I usually get competition with the Five of Wands, but it can also be conflict, disagreements, tension, and diversity. But I'm getting competition. Perhaps your obstacle is competition because this is a new relationship that you're dealing with, and perhaps you have competition. So let's get subconscious influences. We have the Ten of Pentacles. So pentacles can be about money, the physical realm, abundance, prosperity, stability, fertility, and manifestation in the physical world. It is the slowest moving energy of all the suits, being connected to Earth. The nines and tens are mirror images of each other. The nines are potential and the 10s are actual. They are the manifestation. They can also be completion. And this 10 of this 10 of Pentacles can be wealth, financial security, family, long-term success. So this is in your subconscious influences. Let's get ego. What's this? I'm not going to take that because I don't know if it was already turned over. Okay. Ego. I just saw one turn over. We have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is all about intuition, trusting your instincts. It can be sacred knowledge. It's connected to the divine feminine and the subconscious mind. So you have your ego connecting to your subconscious mind. So that said, you're feeling some long-term success going on here. I think. Let me get some more cards. Yes, I know I'm making a mess here. Let's get conscious influences before I say any more. We have the Five of Swords. Swords are about thought, the mental process, communication. It can be about conflict and challenges, and it's connected to air. So the Five of Swords in your conscious influences speaks of conflict and disagreements, more competition, and there's a possibility of defeat and the desire to win at all costs. And this is conscious. This is where you're at. So let's get past influences. We have the Nine of Swords. The 9s and 10s are mirror images of each other. 9s are potential. 10s are actual, are manifestation of the potential. The Nine of Swords is about anxiety and fear. It can be also, it can also be worry and depression and nightmares. So I get the feeling that you've got a line coming from here leading to this past anxiety. You have the Knight of Wands who brought you a message of some sort of action, some sort of adventure. This is energy, this is passionate, this is inspired action. And it can also be impulsiveness. So maybe you thought that this message was impulsive. get the feeling you didn't trust it. You didn't trust it. Because you're so very intuitive right now. So I think you don't trust it. I think you don't trust this message of love because you have seen it in action with this person before. I think you may worry that they are a player and what they are offering to you isn't real. I think that you worry that for them it's all about attraction. For you it's about connection, and for them it's all about attraction. I think you worry about that. So let's get current circumstances. We have the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles are all about having a brain fart here. Abundance, prosperity, stability, fertility, manifestation. And the Three of Pentacles. It's teamwork and collaboration. It's also learning, and it's also hard work. I'm also getting that you're creating an opportunity here, an opportunity for abundance. And it's either in spite of this anxiety from the past or because of it. You may have gotten an aha moment, a moment of clarity that helped you reach this point of seizing opportunities to build and grow. So let's get future influences. We have the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man can be about sacrifice, but sometimes it's just about being in a holding pattern. Excuse me. It can be a suspension of movement, just or pausing, or even surrendering and letting go and seeing new perspectives. All of this. So the myth that comes to mind for me every single time I see the Hanged Man is about Odin hanging himself from the world ash tree for 9 long nights in order to gain wisdom and knowledge. He sacrificed his time, he sacrificed his body in order to gain this wisdom and knowledge. And there was another time that he sacrificed his eye for wisdom and knowledge. So it feels like in the future there's going to be this point where you're in a holding pattern and you must surrender. You must let go of something in order to grow, in order to gain a new perspective that it seems that you desperately need. Let's get outcome. So we have the Eight of Swords. Swords are about thought, communication, the mental process, conflict and challenges. With the 8, there could be negative thoughts, self-imposed restriction, and blinders that only you can take off. imprisonment, but the Eight of Swords isn't generally about being imprisoned by somebody else. It's being imprisoned by yourself. And you could also be in victim mentality. So let's get overall energy. We have the Page of Wands. So the pages are at the beginning of their journey to understanding the energy of each suit. The kings are the masters. The pages are like toddlers, like in kindergarten. They've just discovered the energy. It's wild and crazy and exciting, maybe a little scary. And wands are about action, the will to manifest, passion. It can be about sex and travel. Also creativity. So our Page of Wands is inspired and has some ideas and is discovering new things. And there's limitless potential here. There is limitless potential here. But there's something preventing you from seeing it. And I think it's this competition here. I don't think this is a fear of competition. I think this is genuine competition. I think you're dealing with someone. I'm just going to be straight. I think you're dealing with a player. And you need to take the blinders off about what kind of person this is. I think you know, but you don't want to admit it. I think you're at odds with your own intuition, with your own ability to connect to your intuition. Yeah, if you just it seems like your ego is telling you, nah, this person wouldn't screw me over by making me compete with somebody else for their affections. You know better. You know better. You know better. But consciously you're experiencing some conflict, and some disagreements, feeling some defeat, and you want to. I get the feeling you're wanting to win at all costs, and it seems that this person may not be worth it. You are the only person who can decide that because you are in charge of your own life. But it looks here like this player isn't worth your time. Let's get 3 cards. We'll go with Angels and Demons. It seems it doesn't want to shuffle. Let's try this one more time. We have Wastrels and Vagabonds. This other person is a user. I'm getting an image of somebody who's a couch surfer, who just stays long enough to use people's resources and then they move along. Yeah. And this is more than tapping into somebody's emotional resources. They want to use as many resources as possible and then move along. And they paint themselves as this free spirit who isn't tied down to anything, but in reality, they're just a user. They're just a couch surfer. They have no intention of ever getting a job. They have no intention, if they have a job, they're not going to keep it long. They have no intention of settling down. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. But this person uses people. Let's get unknown influences. We have falsehood. Yeah, this person is completely false. They spin tales. I'm sure they have had some grand adventures, but they make themselves seem more than they actually are. There are people who genuinely are out to see the world, to make the world a better place, but these people just, they move from place to place to place to place and leave nothing but emptiness in their wake. And that's what this person does. Their stories of adventure, and you know, if they have a story of helping somebody make millions, just as an example, it's completely false. It's false. Let's get suggested improvements. I have an upside down card here. 3 of them. We have spiritual communication. You have connection to the divine. The divine is telling you what's going on. The divine has been telling you what's going on, but because you're at odds with yourself, you want to believe this person. It's causing you anxiety because you're going against this spiritual communication that's saying that this person is false, that they're just a couch surfer, that they're just a user. Let's get overall. Criminal enterprise. This is this person's living. Some people had to have heard about how Aleister Crowley lived his life, at least in his later years. He was a professional couch surfer. He would make friends with people and go live in their houses and use their cars and their money and throw parties at their houses until their friends became fed up and kicked him out. And this is the way he died. He lived his later years like this, and I wouldn't be surprised if he lived his entire life like this. Yes, he contributed a lot to the magical community, but does that counteract how he treated his friends and his family? This person does this for a living. This person uses people for a living, if you can call it a living. And it's entirely possible that they're on the run from the law. It's entirely possible that they have scammed people out of their money and they're on the run from the law as a result of it. So please, trust your intuition. The attraction that this person is using attraction to try to blind you to what they're actually doing. You are seeking connection. They are seeking an experience. It's not going to end well if you give in to them. Please, please recognize what this person is doing. I think I'm finished. If you like the way that I read, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification button so you can be informed whenever I post new content. I hope you have a blessed day, and please be kind to yourself.